Hey, consider leaving your like and subscribing to the channel. It's free for you but very valuable for us. Thanks. In this video, we will explore the real story behind 5 iconic songs. Sometimes the lyrics and melodies of a song are just the tip of the iceberg of a much larger and more fascinating story. From personal tragedies to stories of love and overcoming, these songs have much more depth than you might imagine. Prepare to be moved and amazed by the incredible stories behind these songs.
John Henry was a newborn baby, sitting down on his mama's knee. That big kid John Horn.
The song The Ballad of John Henry was written and performed by American musician Lead Belly, and is based on an American folk legend about a man named John Henry. According to the legend, John Henry was a railroad worker who competed with a tunnel boring machine to see who could dig faster. Although he won the competition, John Henry died of exhaustion shortly thereafter. Although the story is largely a legend, there is some evidence that John Henry was in fact a real railroad worker. In the late 19th century, many African American workers were hired to build railroads across the country, and the legend of John Henry may have originated as a way to honor these workers. Lead Belly recorded The Ballad of John Henry in 1935 as part of a series of recordings sponsored by the U.S. government to record and preserve American folk songs. The song became popular and has been re-recorded by various artists over the years. Although the real story behind the song is difficult to confirm, the legend of John Henry remains an important part of American popular culture and a symbol of hard work and the struggle against machines and technology.
Here comes the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done.
The song Hurricane is a protest song written and performed by American musician Bob Dylan in 1975. The song was inspired by the true story of boxer Rubin Hurricane Carter, who was wrongfully convicted of a triple murder in 1966. Carter and a friend, John Artis, were arrested and convicted of murder in 1967, although there was no physical evidence linking them to the crime. The conviction was widely regarded as a result of racism and corruption in the justice system. During the trial, Carter's defense tried to present evidence that he was elsewhere at the time of the murder, but this evidence was rejected by the judge. Carter was sentenced to life in prison, but continued to fight for his innocence. In 1974, his story gained the attention of boxer Muhammad Ali and musician Bob Dylan, who wrote the song Hurricane to bring attention to the case. The song describes Carter's story and the injustice of his conviction. The lyrics reference the evidence ignored in the trial and criticize racial discrimination in the justice system. The song helped bring attention to Carter's case and led to a new hearing in 1976. Although Carter's conviction was upheld, the hearing helped shed light on the irregularities in the case and Carter was eventually released in 1985. Hurricane became one of Dylan's best-known songs and one of the most influential protest songs of the 1970s. The song helped bring attention to Carter's case and to denounce the injustice and racism in the American justice system.
So bye bye Miss American Pie, drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And then
the song American Pie is a song written and performed by American musician Don McLean in 1971. The song is an anthem for the youth of the 1950s and 1960s, which celebrated American popular culture, but also reflected on the political and social changes of the time. The lyrics are full of references to popular culture, such as the names of artists like Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, and Bob Dylan, as well as important historical events, such as the assassination of John F. Kennedy and the Civil Rights Movement in the United States. The story behind the song begins in February 1959, when the plane-carrying musicians Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens and J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson crashed in Iowa, killing everyone on board. The event became known as the day the music died and was widely mourned by America's youth. McLean grew up listening to Buddy Holly's music and considered him an idol. When Holly died, McLean was only 13 years old, but the loss of his idol left a deep mark on his life and his music. Later, McLean wrote American Pie as a tribute to Buddy Holly and the other musicians who died in that accident. The lyrics talk about the loss of innocence and the death of American popular culture in the 1950s and 1960s. The song was a huge commercial success and became an instant classic in American music. American Pie has been re-recorded by various artists over the years, and its lyrics continue to inspire new generations of musicians and listeners. The song is considered a milestone in American music history and an enduring tribute to the popular culture of the 1950s and 1960s.
This is your meal, Jackie Brown. Barely enough, I've seen people throw.
The song Jackie Brown is a song by American musician John Mellencamp, released in 1989. The song is a ballad that tells the story of a woman named Jackie Brown, who tries to escape an abusive relationship. The real story behind the song is based on John Mellencamp's personal experience with domestic violence. Mellencamp grew up in a dysfunctional family with an abusive father, and witnessed domestic violence firsthand. The lyrics describe Jackie Brown's anguish and her struggle to escape an abusive relationship. Mellencamp sings, "Jackie Brown lives in a dead end, with the cruelest man in town. She's got a fear bigger than her own life, she runs, but she can't hide." The song is a powerful message about domestic violence and the importance of breaking free from an abusive relationship. The song was a moderate commercial success, reaching number 48 on the US charts, but is considered one of John Mellencamp's most significant songs. Jackie Brown is a tribute to women struggling with domestic violence and the courage it takes to escape an abusive relationship. The song continues to resonate with many people to this day and is a powerful testimony to the fight against domestic violence. The song Zombie is a song by the Irish band The Cranberries, released in 1994. The song is a protest against the violence in Northern Ireland during the conflicts known as the Troubles. The real story behind the song is inspired by an Irish Republican Army (IRA) bombing in Warrington, England in 1993 where 2 boys, aged 3 and 12, were killed. The lyrics are written from the point of view of the victims of the conflict, denouncing the violence and the loss of innocent lives. Vocalist Dolores O'Riordan, who wrote the lyrics, said that the inspiration came from seeing the mother of one of the victims crying on television. The song was a huge hit and became one of the Cranberries' best-known songs. Zombie is an anthem against violence and war and has become a symbol of the struggle for peace in Northern Ireland. The song is a powerful reminder of the horrors of violence and the need to find a peaceful solution to violent conflicts around the world. Sadly, Dolores O'Riordan passed away in January 2018, but Zombie remains a lasting legacy for the message of peace and unity that she sought to convey through music. The song is a testament to the ability of music to inspire change and draw attention to society's most pressing issues. And that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you like this content, share it with your friends. Leave your comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell to receive notifications.